Rand Paul is over on Fox Business, just excoriating President Biden. He wants to, of course, investigate the Department of Justice. He weighs in on defending TikTok from Biden and many Republicans even voting to shut it down because you can't pick winners and losers with business, according to Rand Paul. He completely exposes what Joe Biden is doing to our economy. This affects all of our retirement, all of our income, all of our employability, all of our taxes. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are.
All right, so yesterday, President Biden unveiled a $7.3 trillion budget.
$7.3 trillion. It cannot get any worse than that, guys.
Yeah, if you like inflation now, if you like your grocery bill being up 20%, you're going to like it even more because it means more inflation will come.
When you have a ton of money just printed and thrown into the system, right, you get cheap money.
Why don't they just print up a few billion or so?
A few billion?
It's not expensive money to put it in the system. So everyone has too much money. It's too easy to get.
Inflation?
That's a mess.
And that drives the cost up of everything. That's just simple. Superman #1, there's only one of those. So that's why it's so expensive. If everything is cheap and there's thousands of it, around everywhere, like a cup of water, it doesn't cost as much.
But it's also fundamentally sticking your head in the sand to think that higher taxes are good for the economy.
And this is another one that Biden has never explained why taxing big business and making them pay their fair share is a good thing. I've heard this before. I've never been employed by a poor person. I've never been employed by a homeless person. I've only been employed by businesses. In fact, I tend to be employed by multi-million-dollar businesses.
The reason we're doing fairly well now is still because of the tax cut of 2017, passed by Republicans, passed by Donald Trump.
Thank you, Donald Trump, for having the lowest unemployment, for creating a pretty stable economy. He was still a little spendy, but nothing like Biden.
But there is a fundamental difference between the parties. Joe Biden and the Democrats think that if you tax business, somehow that's going to be something that we survive and it won't cost us jobs, but it will cost jobs. Inevitably, you'll have economic malaise and you'll have loss of jobs if you raise taxes on corporations.
And then if you have a loss of jobs, where does the money come from to pay taxes? Rising tide floats all boats is if you create more income for everyone, then everyone has more taxes to pay because they have more income. That's how you get more taxes paid. You don't raise the tax rate. You raise everyone's pie so that when you take a small slice of it, you get a bigger slice because you're pulling from a bigger pie.
And so I think it's very much a misguided blueprint, and I think it'll be dead on arrival here. I don't think we'll let it happen.
I'm thankful that the Republicans are not going to vote for this budget. I hope they continue to threaten to shut the government down before Biden gets his $7 trillion ridiculous budget that's going to make us insolvent.
I wish I could agree that everyone on the Democratic side thought that this would end up being a positive. I feel sometimes it's punitive, not even a real economic plan, but something to punish a war on capitalism.
Yeah, Democrats hate business. That's why they're always trying to buckle them under government also through green policy. They just want to take over business to redistribute wealth according to their own morality because they don't believe you should be working under your own morality. Well, this has been a real quick update on Doug in Exile, but don't forget to subscribe, guys. Leave a comment below. We're about to start memberships soon. We'll talk more about that later. I'm Doug.
That's budgeting, dear Ken.
Budgeting?
Aye, financial discipline.